How to cook a lobster. If you want to cook a lobster, you're going to have to go to a fish market and select one live lobster. Now, how do you catch a lobster out of a fish tank? Is you stick your hand in the fish tank and you want to grab the lobster by the back of its neck. If you lift the lobster up and the lobster droops, it's suggested that you put the lobster back and come back a different day because the lobster is not fresh. Now, when you choose the lobster that you want to eat, you want to take the lobster home in a container that has a lot of breathing space and also a container that will keep the lobster cool. Although lobsters are aquatic animals, lobsters can last hours outside of water as long as they're kept cool and moist. Now, when you get home, you want to take a deep covered stock pot and make sure that the stock pot is big enough to submerge the lobster completely in water. Keep in mind that you don't want to fill the pot more than 3/4 full of water. Now, when it comes time to cook your lobster, you want to add 3/4 cup of kosher salt. That will create a moxie, and then you want to let the water boil. When you want to put the lobster into the pot, you want to put the lobster face first in the pot, cover the pot, turn down the heat, and let the lobster simmer. Now, a 1/4 pound lobster takes about 11 minutes to cook. A 1 pound lobster takes about 8 minutes to cook. And a 2 pound lobster takes about 15 minutes to cook. Keep in mind and be very careful that you do not overcook the lobster because the meat is very delicate and it will get very tough. When the lobsters are finished, you want to take the lobster out with tongs and you want to set it on either paper or cloth counter. Now, the next step is you need to drain the water out of the lobster. You do so by poking a hole in between the eye of the lobster with the tip of a knife. Then you want to prop the lobster upside down in either a pot or the sink, it really doesn't matter. And you want to let the fluid drain all the way out of the lobster's shell. The reason why you want to do this step is because if you open the lobster without draining the fluids out, it could become very messy. After that step is completed, then you are going to quickly serve the lobster with lemon wedges and butter. Thank you.